Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to iTouch App Reviewers. I can't believe I haven't done this comparison yet for you guys, so I'm going to do it right now. This is, should you buy the Apple MacBook or should you buy the brand new 2018 13-inch MacBook Air? And this video was a request, but I got caught up in a bunch of comments. So I'm going to do this video now and kind of go over these for you guys. So if you're really looking at getting either one of these devices, you really got to figure out first off, which size you want. So this MacBook is 12 inches. This MacBook Air will give you an extra inch of screen real estate at 13 inches. So that right there should knock, half of you guys out. You should know if you want a smaller laptop or a slightly bigger one. I mean, the difference in size is not huge, but that extra inch of screen real estate can actually help you quite a bit, in my opinion. I've had a 13-inch MacBook Pro and it was nice. I prefer the 15-inch, that's what I got now, but regardless, I think 13-inch is definitely good enough, especially if you're someone that's doing more media consumption. That extra inch can actually help. Now, next up, you're gonna look at price probably. So here are the prices for the MacBook Air. Starts at $1,200 and the MacBook actually starts at $1,300. You're probably like, what the heck? Maybe the MacBook's better. But then you got to look at the processor. So this is a 1.2 gigahertz, at least on this one, a dual core 7th gen Intel Core M3 processor. So this is their mobile processor, very low power. And on the MacBook Air base model, you get a 1.6 gigahertz dual core 8th gen. So it's a newer generation i5 processor with turbo boost up to 3.6 gigahertz. So this processor right off the bat is going to be quite a bit faster than this one. This one is very, very mobile friendly. This is not something you're going to be doing a lot of intensive tasks on. I mean, technically, you could probably edit a video on this. I'm sure the experience would not be very good. I've never tried. I don't have one of these, but this processor is very low power. Now, this thing can turbo boost up to 3 gigahertz. Comes standard with 8 gigs of LPDDR3 memory, so low power. 256 gig storage, and an Intel HD Graphics 615. Now, if we look at the MacBook Air, that one's got 8 gigabytes of LPDDR3 memory as well. However, this has a higher clock speed. Also comes with a Retina display on it. MacBook does not have that, but the screen is nicer than the base MacBook Air, which we're not even going to talk about because that thing is not very good. Oh, and before I forget, this graphics card is slightly worse than this one. I don't know the exact specs offhand, but neither of them are superb or anything, so just keep that in mind. Neither of them have great graphical performance, but you're looking for, this is a very portable device. That's really not what you're looking at. So next up is the keyboard. This one comes with the 2nd gen Butterfly keyboard. This one comes with the 3rd gen. It doesn't say it here, but this one is the upgraded version. So this one is a little bit more prone to failures and not quite as tactile. This one is notably better. Most people prefer this one, but it is what it is. You guys can go check them out at the Apple Store if you want. I actually did use this one a little bit, and honestly, it's not too much different than my MacBook Pro keyboard. So pretty similar from that aspect. Next up is the trackpad. I believe the trackpad on the MacBook Air is bigger. I don't have the specs in front of me for that right here, but that's that. Now the colors, I think the rose gold is a little bit different on these. Obviously don't have them in front of me, and the website could lie a little bit, but I think the gold colors are a little bit different. So if that's kind of something you're looking at, you might want to go in person just to check that out first. So let's just go ahead and select the base model of each and run through a quick config. And then we will talk about the other configs that you guys could order as well. So for the MacBook, you can boost this up to, an i5 or an i7. Now these are still lower power. Overall, you can see it's a 1.4 gigahertz turbo boost up to 3.6. Now that will run you an extra $250. So you can get away from that mobile processor that I was just talking about. This is probably a sweet spot, a little bit better. It's a good compromise between price and performance. Then you got your RAM, you can only go up to 16, and that's it. So that's really all you can configure on these. Now for the MacBook Air, on the other hand, you cannot choose the i7 processor. It comes with an i5 by default. Now this one, again, is a little bit more powerful than the MacBook's one, because it's newer and it's a little bit more power efficient. Now you got the same 8 gigs or 16 gigs if you want. However, you can up the storage here up to 1.5 terabytes. So if you really wanted to, you could make this MacBook Air cost $2,400 if you wanted all that storage. I think the sweet spot here is $256, but obviously that's personal preference. Now, if we go back here and we choose the higher end one of each, just to compare, just taking a minute. There we go. And we choose this one. We are not choosing this one. Again, this is the very old model, 5th gen Intel Core i5. I do not recommend this. So let's select this. And here we go. So this is a slightly higher end one. It comes straight off with the i5. You can boost that up to the i7 for 150 bucks. And then you've obviously got your memory that you can choose here. So we're at 1600, and then over here, we can choose either 8 or 16, and then 256, 512, or 1.5. For this one, I mean, honestly, this is a decent spec right here. It's not bad for the average student, but honestly, the other one isn't bad either. So if you're stuck between these two right now, you really got to look at what you want. Do you want a 12-inch laptop or a 13-inch laptop? These are notably less powerful than the MacBook Air, which even this one's not a powerhouse by any means, but it is slightly more powerful. Now, these things are super, super portable. These things are light, they are super thin, and obviously look at that compact size. There's almost no side right here after the keyboard, whereas on this one, do they even have a picture of it? It does have a little bit of room there. Yeah, you guys can see here, this is the MacBook Air. It's got a little bit more room over here, and that's where they put the speakers. Trackpad is also, I believe, a little bit bigger. So the MacBook Air is a better machine overall, in my opinion, for most people. Now, this thing is very underpowered, but if you are literally just gonna sit this in, let's say, your kitchen and use it for recipes or something like that, just as kind of a hub, just to do little things, this will do the job just fine. If you're a student, I would probably urge you guys to take a look at the MacBook Air unless you need something super small, super portable, and not that much power. Now, a lot of people can get by with no power, honestly. Like if you're just surfing the web doing very basic things, like not a lot of tabs, not a lot of programs running, one of these will work for you. But you got to look at the price and say, for 1,300 bucks, I could get a slightly better processor here, for 1,400 bucks, and a newer generation processor as well. Now, of course, this one comes with Touch ID and everything, which is something that this doesn't have. So hopefully that kind of narrowed this choice down for you. Most people, I would recommend the MacBook Air, but there are some niche select people that might want the 12-inch MacBook. If you have any questions about this, drop them down below in a comment. I will try to help you out. But my default answer for most people is going to be check out the 13-inch MacBook Air, configure it a little bit, see what you need. And if you have any questions, let me know. I'm here to help. That's all I got for this video, guys. If you liked it, hit it with a big thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.